more often than not, we just simply don't know something until we've learned about something, either learned about it from another person or gone through some form of life experience which has taught us something. So when it comes to being with a narcissistic person, often we don't recognize what we are dealing with while we are in it. It's not until we come through the other side that we begin to question more of the things that we experienced with that person. It's when something happens that makes us realize that the person we are with isn't the person we thought them to be, and that then gets us questioning who we are as a person, why we didn't see the signs, why we put up with it so long. It gets us questioning our past with that person and what it all meant. So more often than not, by putting a name to the things that we have been through, labeling certain experiences gives us that understanding of what we have lived through in order to process it and move forward for a better life for ourselves. When it comes to narcissistic people, they play several different psychological warfare mind games to coercively control you into living life on their terms, to condition you into not recognizing what they're doing to you. So this video is just to explore a few of these, the main ones, because narcissistic people do play plenty of different mind games to attack you so that they can get away with the things that they're doing to you without you or those around you recognizing their behavior. One of the first of these is the narcissist gaslighting, where they are going to rewrite history and rewrite the reality to work in the narcissist's favour. Not only are they going to rewrite this to you, more often than not, a narcissist actually rewrites it within their own mind. They justify it within their own mind, which is why they are so confident and convincing when they are trying to explain to you that something didn't happen that you know full well did happen. But they're so certain that it didn't happen. And as you're willing to see another person's point of view, you begin to question your perspective on the event rather than the fact that the narcissist is lying to you, is gaslighting you. Another one is the narcissist projection, when they are going to flat out accuse you of doing the things that they're actually doing to you, or accuse you of feeling the things that they're actually feeling towards you. And this also ties into their gaslighting, because a narcissistic person, more often than not, is very envious of others, and they actually believe that other people are envious of them. Not only do they believe that other people are envious of them, they actually bring this about into their reality. So when they feel like their needs aren't being met by you, when they feel like they're not getting their own way with you, they then take offense to this and seek to find a way to punish you, often by impressing a stranger. They will impress the stranger because the stranger is a blank canvas that's going to believe the narcissist's well-rehearsed lies that they sell so convincingly well to those around them. They will also sell to the strangers how you're the one who hasn't got any time for them, how you're the abusive one, you're the toxic one, you're the one that's hurt them. So the strangers then feel sorry for the narcissistic person. And as the narcissist is out there impressing strangers and getting the validation from the strangers through the lies they're telling to the strangers of how you're the one that's in the wrong, the narcissist can then come back to you and explain how the strangers are taking the narcissist's side. Within this, they're trying to provoke feelings of jealousy within you. So when you say something quite simple that many people will say, such as, why are you discussing our issues with them? They're going to turn around and say, oh, are you jealous? Because a narcissist believes within themselves that they're important then. They matter to you, because otherwise you wouldn't be responding to them. Just like when they're not interested in you, they don't respond to you because they don't care about you. So they take any response, positive or negative, as that they matter to you, that they're important to you. So when a narcissist is feeling sensitive, they're going to be some of the most insensitive people you could ever meet. And when you try to discuss this with them, they're going to accuse you of being too sensitive. Narcissistic people will overreact to the slightest little form of criticism. We are all capable of reacting in a manner that seems disproportionate to the event, to a third person. A narcissist is going to go all out to provoke you in a manner to gain that reaction from you, so they can stand back and accuse you of being the one that's overreacting, when the narcissist in the first place decided not to discuss something with you and instead decided to go right ahead and trigger you. When they are cheating on you, they're going to go all out to accuse you of cheating on them. The narcissist projection, what they're feeling towards you, how they're behaving towards you, they usually accuse you of being the person doing those things to them. If you've made arrangements to go out with a family member, you might tell the narcissistic person that you've made arrangements to do this. When it comes to the time, a narcissist is going to change the goalposts and gaslight you and claim that you never told them that. And then they're going to accuse you of being selfish and awkward and not caring about them, because they're very selfish, awkward people that don't want you spending time with your friends and don't care about you. However, when the situation's reversed, you can feel like you're gaslighting them, because a narcissist is going to make plans that you know absolutely nothing about, because they're not very forthcoming with information and they enjoy having those secrets. And then when it comes to something, you can say, oh, I've arranged this for this day for us. Is that okay? They'll not give you a direct answer because they haven't made their mind up whether they can be bothered with you on that day or not. So when the day comes and you say, hey, do you remember I said we were going to do this? You never told me that. And you know you did. And then when you try to explain the plans, they can say, well, I've arranged to do this, and you can then feel like you're gaslighting them and say, you never told me that. Yes, I did. How can you not remember? You must be losing your memory. So they're going to change the circumstances so that you find yourself behaving in a narcissistic way due to the environment that the narcissist has created for you. Triangulation is another one, where the narcissist is going to create competition between people. They'll create competition between your friends and family. They'll create competitions between your neighbours that the neighbours know nothing about. The neighbour gets a new car, the narcissist will get a new car. The neighbour gets new windows, the narcissist gets new windows. The neighbour goes on holiday, the narcissist goes on somewhere they perceive to be better than the neighbour. They create competitions between their own children to provoke that rivalry and that jealousy, to get people to fight for the narcissist's attention. They create competitions between the old supply and the new supply, telling the new supply how horrible the X was and how great the new supply is. So the new supply tries to work harder, and then when the new supply fails to do something or creates a boundary, the narcissist creates that competition all the more by saying, my ex would have done it for me, the ex that treated them so terribly. They're looking to play people off against each other and get people to compare themselves to others to work in the narcissist's favour. The narcissist's silent treatment, where they are simply going to refuse to communicate with you. And it's deafening to your mind when somebody who you care about just refuses to communicate with you and just cuts you off, and you're not sure what you've done wrong, and you're ruminating about what you could have potentially done to offend them and to try and make it up to them. The narcissist's silent treatment is to punish you and to coercively control you into living life on their terms. Yes, when someone's hurt our feelings, we can all fall silent, which is why when a narcissist falls silent on us, we often question what we did to them, rather than recognise that that's their manipulative behaviour to exploit us. Moving the goalposts, when a narcissist will change the game halfway through the game of a game that you don't actually know anything about. So when you didn't do something right for them and they fell silent on you, the next time you're going to make sure you do it the right way to avoid their silence, and yet you do it that way and it's still wrong in some way. So you cannot win with a narcissistic person. What is right one day will be wrong the next day, as they're forever changing the goalposts to work in their favour. They're forever moving the goalposts so that you can't get it right. They want to make out that you're in the wrong and that they are better than you. Blame shifting is another one where they are going to make you responsible for all their mistakes, flaws, wrongdoings. And if it's not you that they're making responsible, they will blame somebody else. It's not my fault. If they hadn't, if they didn't, if they appreciated me more, if they were there for me more, if they hadn't have sucked up to the boss, all those ifs and buts, as they shift the blame over to somebody else. Narcissistic people don't tend to be remorseful for their behaviour. They're not sorry that they hurt you. They feel sorry for themselves that they got caught out and there might be some potential consequences for their actions. So to remove any feelings of potential shame of the judgment from others, perceived judgment from others, a narcissist seeks to shift the blame. When you find yourself questioning if you're the one that's doing everything wrong, when you find yourself being responsible for other people's behaviour, it's a big red flag that you need to walk away from that person, especially when that person isn't interested in taking responsibility for their own behaviour, baiting an emotional reaction from you. They can treat you better than anyone ever has. They can treat you so well. They can be so nice. And usually when they're being nice, it's because they're up to something. They're exploiting you in some way. However, they're looking to provoke that emotion, that strong desire within you to make it work with them, to care about them, to praise them, to talk positively about them to other people. So they're going to bait that emotional reaction from you that works in their favour, be it a positive emotional reaction or a negative emotional reaction. They are going to look to bait and switch. So they're going to go all out to frustrate you, to irritate you, to wind you up, to interrupt you, to refuse to answer a question. And we can all have things such as anger and resentment. And when that frustration spoils over into that frustration, into that anger, into that resentment, we can then explode out at them, to a narcissist, that's all the evidence they need that we're the one who is the problem. That's when they turn around and say, look at the state of you, what's wrong with you? Nobody else would put up with you. However, when they go into narcissistic rage and rage out at you, to a narcissist, that is also your problem. You made them do it. They can't make you do anything. That's all on you. However, you made them react negatively towards you. The narcissist projection, they're telling on themselves again. This is just a few mind games that narcissistic people play, and it is psychological warfare that while you're in it and while you're living it, if you don't know what it is, you don't know what's happening to you, and it drives you to the point of feeling like you're going crazy. It drives you into the depths of despair and full of anxiety because you begin to walk on eggshells around them for fear of reactions from them. When we gain more knowledge and more awareness of their behaviour, we can learn to recognise it for what it is and no longer take it personally. Narcissistic people will often double down on their attacks and make them very personal in order to gain that reaction from you. That is what they are seeking from you, which is why it is a learning curve and it does take time and patience. We have to learn to stop giving them the supply that they are seeking from us. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have a new book out, which is 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People, which is on Amazon now, and I shall link that into the description also. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.